you all have learned those lessons through experience. And in the book, on the podcast, you talk about like your journey to financial independence, exposing yourself to other people who are in that field. Now you're, I don't want to say on the other side of it, like you all are just going to stop pursuing, financial independence, but you're on the other end of something looking back. And I'm wondering, if you had to start over, what are some things you would do now that you feel would get you where you are faster?
A lot of it is mental and emotional. I would have done a lot more work to understand how growing up in the environment that I did impacted the way that I viewed risk. A lot of us don't really spend a lot of time exploring our relationship with risk. It's only when we have to make big decisions, but we don't have the luxury because our lives are so busy to really just sit down and think about how many times have you primed that pump inside of you, right? Very similar to whenever I was in real estate. I remember bringing Kiersten along and telling her that she needed to write the check to pay for the contractors because you need to know what it feels like to cut a $10,000 check and hope that this person does what their website said they were going to do. Like, you got to know what that feels like. And so similarly, when it comes to risk and putting money towards your ideas and learning how to develop a stronger sense of discernment and how to overcome the fears and remind yourself that, no, this is not that similar from when I read this thing about properties in Detroit when the city was bankrupt, or this is no different than the last time Jamie Dimon said something about cryptocurrency, or this is no different than the last time the Vanguard gave an overly conservative estimate about what was going to happen this year. And so it just takes time with you to figure out what you want to do, what you like to do, when you are psyching yourself out. No different than what my son does as a 9-year-old when I ask him to try something new. We as adults do that as well when somebody presents us with an opportunity. We don't really know if it's real or not. We don't know how to sense whether or not it's real. And so I would have done that work to figure out my own tendencies in my relationship with risk. And I think I would have been a lot more aggressive than I was. I was pretty conservative, which I'm fine with because, we've designed a life that allows us to do that. But I certainly know that we could have made more money, but we chose the safer, more predictable and comfortable and affordable path that gave us a level of comfort. But now that we're in our 40s and 50s and still got some,
50s.
well, I feel like I'm in my 50s.
Biggest
It depends on the day. But yeah, 40s, you start to realize that, oh yeah, there's plenty of time. Plenty of time. You can afford. I've been investing for over 20 years. It's very different versus when you've only been doing it for 5 years. You don't know, what a 10-year look back is. You ain't been in the game 10 years. So when you've seen it and you then think about all the crazy warnings that you saw on the media and all the articles where you felt like the world was changing overnight, and it was like, I don't care what CNBC says. This is what I know from a 30-year perspective. And you really got to keep your eyes set on that. Now, if you're trying to accomplish something in a shorter period of time, you need a completely different set of media. But yeah, I just would have reassessed my relationship with risk a little bit.